Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mark back in the coral room today on Mark's Aquatics. Right, on today's little episode, as you can see, I've water tested the tanks. Both of them are leak proof, all sealed lovely, all gone off nice, and we've got no problems there whatsoever, which is awesome. We've got a lot of water there, and all the stands are standing up nice. Obviously, I haven't got any doors on, sump's not full down there yet. What else have I not done? But on today's little project, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sucking out all the water now from these tanks. I think I'll just put it into the sump for now because I don't like wasting water. So I'm going to put that onto the garden. I'll pump that from that sump tank all over my plants later on in the evening. And then what I'll do is we're going to drill out, well, it's going to be over here actually. I'll just take you this way. What we've got up there, we've got two bulkheads. We're going to fit those, okay, so that means drilling through this 10mm thick glass, and we're going to put one. Now I was going to do two sumps, but I've decided now I'm going to do both onto one. Now I've got my skimmers and everything down here, pumps and whatnot, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bulkhead here and a bulkhead the other side. I'm going to run the pipework down there into this one big sump because it's big enough to take both. And it's going to leave me then some room either to put smaller tanks underneath here, or to just use it as cupboard space and stuff like that. This side of the room is a complete bomb site still. As you can see, that leak's been fixed now on the roof. You can see where that water was still getting in there on the end there, which was a bit of a nuisance, but we've sorted that out now. We had a little bit of a kink in the roof, and the wind, when it was blowing it back under the sheets, and it was coming back under. So that problem has been solved. So over here in there, I've got all my lighting. I've got all kinds of stuff in there, everything to run this. Different wave makers. We've got dosers, all that kind of stuff. Got all the pipe work there. That's all the pipe work and fittings and fixtures and stuff. We'll be going through those shortly as well. Got all the tools on charge down there. So that's what we're going to be doing, guys. We're going to be drilling a hole right in the middle there, and coming over to this tank we're going to be drilling a hole right the way through there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the water level right the way down. I'm only going to leave about maybe a centimetre of water in both tanks, and that's going to act as a cooling agent, okay, for this drill as it's going round. Only ever use a cordless drill for this sort of stuff, guys. Don't use obviously the mains drills in case you drop anything with water, and we don't want you all going up in smoke copying me. So cordless drills only, that's all I use. You'll slowly chew through this glass in a matter of sort of few minutes, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to drain these tanks out now, and we're going to get some drilling underway. Okay guys, I've drained the tanks out now, all in the sump. And I've got my cordless drill in the tank there, all ready to rock and roll. Now, what I've got, and what I tend to use, is I'll get a bit of polystyrene and I'll just drill through there first, just to give me a guide, okay? Now, I've decided to put it just a bit off centre, just in the corner there, okay? Now, you can see that water's puddling up in the bottom there. So what I'm going to do is put you the other side. Now, it's always good to do this, because I'll just set you up the other side, in the other tank, and then you can see what I'm going on about. Right, we've got that set up there, so then when I put the drill in, okay, that goes straight into that hole. You can press it against the side, and it's going to stop your drill from what's called skating, and that means it's not going to go travelling around the glass like this and scratching up everywhere, okay? Because you can't really hold it in situ very easily when these things start spinning, because they're slowly grinding down, okay? Now, with another thing, guys, is with these bulkheads, when you buy your drill bit, make sure you get it a couple of mil, obviously bigger. If I put that down there, like that. So, when you put that in there, that thread fits inside, okay? Like that. Because otherwise, if you get like a 40mm and a 40mm, then it's not going to happen. It's not going to go through. You're going to need a couple of mil slightly bigger, okay? 2 or 3 mil slightly bigger than the actual bulkhead thread that's going in itself, okay? I see a lot of people make that mistake when when they're fitting bulkheads, and then they realise that it's the same size and it won't go through the hole, and then you're in trouble because you've either got to get a smaller bulkhead, because you're not going to, it's going to be very difficult to cut out another couple of mil from a bigger bit through that hole that's already there, if you see what I mean. Anyway guys, I'm going to hyperlapse me speeding through this. When you start off with these drills, put them in nice and slow, okay, and just keep it touching the surface, and you'll slowly grind in. Then after a bit you can remove that out of the way, you'll see where the hole is, you can return the drill, seat that back in into that water, and you can keep on grinding away until you get all the way through, okay. Now when you get right to the base, be careful, don't press, let the weight of the drill cut its way through, okay, because that's really important. I see a lot of people, or mates of mine in the past, that have drilled through tanks and they're using quite a lot of weight, and as soon as it gets to the other side and you've only got, say, a couple of mil left, it'll break through, but it will shatter out, and it's like it'll explode out the way, so you'll end up with a big load of shatter all the way around, and it'll ruin the hole. So you make sure you just let the weight of the drill go through really gently, let that water circulate in there, keep the heat down, and go nice and easy, okay. There's no rush to drill through this. Do it once, do it right, and then you won't be kicking yourself after you've made this nice tanks or whatever, and you go and ruin it just by pressing a little bit too hard, okay. Right, there you go guys, we have a very nice neat little hole, look at that. And we've also got a lovely little round little plug, which I can also use later on, and I always keep these because I put a little bit of coral on there and use that as a little frag plug. They always come in handy. Look at that, nice little bit of 10mm glass, and that cut through that lovely, that did. So now what we've got is the polystyrene obviously through the base there. We're going to have to cut a bigger hole like that out underneath, and now we've got our bulkhead. Obviously that bit is screwed on still, but then as you can see that fits spot on inside there, where then we're going to have our lift tube, which is going to come up to whatever water level we want. So as that pump is pumping water in from the sump, that water level rises up and goes down the tube. But we're going to make a nice little, a funky little gadget on the top of there, which is going to stop that gurgling noise and all that kind of stuff. I can't remember what they're called, there's a name for them, I can't remember what it is right at this moment in time. But yeah, there you go. So what I'm going to do now is the other side. I'm going to replicate that there, if we can get there. So we've got one here now, and I'm going to do one exactly the same this side with that same piece that we've used before. So I can reverse that round now, throw that in there like so, put that in the corner, and now that's going to be, if we look above, in the same place as the other one. So now we're going to have pipe coming up that way, bending that way, pipe coming up that way, bending that way, for our sump drains going back into the sump, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I won't take you through that again, but I'm going to do exactly the same what I've done there, and then I'll get back to you when that's done, okay guys? Right, that's the other hole drilled. Now then, the good thing about this, guys, if you ever want to do this, leave a centimetre of water in, like I said, sat on the polystyrene. As soon as you cut through that glass, pull that drill bit out, and your water's not going to come out, because that polystyrene, with the weight of the tank, is going to seal it. See, so you've still got all the water in there. We've got a bit of powder from the glass, but that can all be washed out when we do water changes and things before we clean everything out, ready to fill up with seawater. So that's done. So there's a little trick for you, and you're not going to get it all over your floor. Right, there you go guys, 2 bulkheads fitted nice and secure, and don't do them up too tight. Just, I do them up, really give them a good squeeze and do them up as hand tight as you can, okay? Now you can put a little bead of silicone around them, but these are very good quality ones with very good high quality rubber gaskets on there, okay? So in case you need to take it off again, whatever, I just tend to do them up really hand tight, and if I need a little pinch up later on, I'll do that maybe with just a little bit of, with a couple of grips, and just give it a quarter turn, and that's all you need, okay? Right, we've done all the bulkheads like you just saw, and now we've got all the bits that we need. We've got our ball cocks there to go underneath. They're all in situ now. I've got all the plumbing, which if it fits, it's a full length this is, so that's going to go in there like that, okay? I've run out of fittings. I've got a big box of bits here. I got some returns as well, which work the same. Got them off eBay. They're only a couple of quid each actually. They're pretty good, and you can angle the heads. If I remember, I'll put the link for them. So basically they'll just, you've got to drill another hole through the glass for a return. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use those yet. I might just use some goosenecks over the top, but we shall see. Anyway, I've got lots of little bits in here, all these different ball valves, 90-degree bends, T-pieces, and all that carry on. But basically what we've got to do is we've got to put that on there, okay? This is what, and then we've got to put that 90-degree, basically what it'll be, it'll come off the pipe like that. So we'll have to cut another bit of pipe to go in there, okay? Another small pipe to go in there. That then sits on the top like so, okay? And then that will fit together like that on top of the pipe. Another bit of pipe on there. Then another bit of pipe, and then that cap on the top of there like that, okay? And you drill a little hole in the top there. Now as the water comes up, level comes up, it goes across there and goes down, and it stops all that horrible gurgling. Now when you've just got an open top, it goes and it just sucks in and sounds awful. I mean, this is out in the coral room itself, so the noise isn't like a factor it would be if it was in your living room and driving you up the driving you crazy. But this is this is a fantastic little invention someone came up with, and that just sits on the top of there, and you can obviously higher it and lower it, so you just get whatever height of water you want in there, and then that'll fit on there. But I'm not going to do that at the moment, guys, because I've got to get underneath, and I need some more 45-degree and 90-degree bends, and I've just ordered those, so they should be here in a couple of days. So when they arrive, we'll get on with fitting everything all together, getting it all plumbed in. Then we've got the pumps down there on the floor. Obviously I've got 2 skimmers, 2 pumps, because I need a backup in case anything goes down when I've got all the corals in here. So we've got a nice Deltec there, 2 Deltecs I've got, and which are absolutely amazing skimmers. I'd recommend Deltec skimmers any day of the week. I've only ever used those and Aquamedic shorties, which are the big ones over the years, and some of the big systems that I've used. But Deltec, one of the finest skimmers I've come across, that's for sure. Absolutely brilliant. Got a new water purification system in there for the koi pond as well. That's going to be fitted one day, because my old carbon block has now probably been depleted, so we don't want to be getting chlorines and chloramines in the pond, so we're going to fit that up in there one day. It's just a 3-stage carbon block, like an RO machine in there, okay? I'll do a little unboxing of that guy and we'll fit that up one of these days, and put the pipe over there like you saw before. So really, guys, we're all up to speed near enough to get this up and running, get the pumps fitted, and then we can paint out the rest of these rooms, the rest of the room here. We can get all these little bits sorted, give everything a coat of paint, seal up that ceiling with some with probably some varnish or something, because it's porous at the moment. I need that, get that sealed up as well, get all rid of that, paint that up, build another stand across here like that. We've got the big jellyfish tank which is going to go here, which is going to look pretty awesome when that's up and running. Can't wait to get that up and running. It's been so long I've been waiting for this room to get done. With my back going like it did, it's just put me weeks behind. So but we're going to get there this summer. You're going to see this transform in this room. All these little bits are going to be done, and plastic trims and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be fantastic in here. It's going to look awesome. Thinking about painting that wall black actually, because if I put that black and I put the that jellyfish tank against it, you'll really make those guys pop when they're swirling around in there. So I don't have to, I can keep the tank clear. I don't have to paint the tank black. That will just glow up lovely with that light, as you know acrylic does when the seams glow up under that black light. It looks really good. But there you go. There's all my box of bits that I've got to go in, all underneath, fit them in down there. We've got to fit some different things in there, but we'll get into that on the next video. Anyway, guys, as always, your stars, thanks for tuning in. Love you loads. Take care, and I'll see you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now. Just me and my guitar.